Welcome to Andy's Garage. I'm Andy Phillips. Today I'm going to show you how to replace the rear brake light on a Chevy Trailblazer. Let's go ahead and get started. Now to complete this video, the only thing that you need is you'll need a Phillips screwdriver to remove the screws to take the tail light assembly off, and then also to get to the strip where the bulbs are. And then you will need the replacement bulb number 3157. And this is it right here. And I'll show you here. You can see the brake light. The right side's working, left side's out. So that's what we're going to be replacing. I'll show you there again. And you will get pulled over. Hopefully just get a warning, but if you get a cop who really wants to push the issue, you could get a ticket for that. So this is held on by two screws. You have two Phillips screws, one on the top, one on the bottom. Both of those have to be removed. Let me get a close-up so you can see what we're looking at. One here on top, and then another one right down here on the bottom. So the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and remove those, and that way we can get to the harnesses, disconnect the wires at that point. Now we can pull this out. You just pull it straight out slowly. And then here on the back you have access to all your harnesses. If you're replacing this assembly here, we're going to go ahead and remove this one harness. And I'll show you with a close-up. There's a little push button right there where you can push it down to slide out the actual harness for the bulb. And that way we can get this whole assembly out. Here's the push button right here on top. So you just push that down and then you can pull the harness right out. Pull that off, and then here we go. This is our assembly right here. So now that we have this assembly off, it's held on now by three Phillips screws. You have two on the bottom, one on top, and we'll need to remove those in order to get this strip off where the light bulbs are connected to. So I'm going to go ahead, unscrew this. Okay, so now that that's been unscrewed, we can slide this strip out and here expose all of the different bulbs that are used here. All right, so this is interesting because this top one here is an amber bulb that somebody put in. Whoever replaced it with the wrong one. It's supposed to be a 3157 on these two here. Your bottom one is your reverse bulb. This next one here, the middle one is your turn signal. Your top one is your brake. So I don't know why there would be an amber one in there anyway, because that's supposed to be a red lens. So we're going to go ahead and get that off and put the right one in as well. Not to mention it is burned out. So that's out. Just pulls right out like that. We're going to go ahead and open the pack of the 3157. Pull that out. And now to put it in, we're just going to go ahead and just slide it right in, and you'll hear it clip. There we go. So now that that's all in place, we're going to go ahead and put the assembly back together, screw this back in place, wire everything up, and test it. And it's easy to match it up because you got your two holes here on the bottom, the one up top, just as it is on here. So we're going to go ahead and just slide these in. Once they're in place, we'll go ahead and get the screws. Now we can tighten them in once they're in place. You don't want to over tighten them because you'll crack the plastic, so just tighten them enough, but don't overdo it. And that's how it looks all back together. So let's go ahead and we'll connect the harness, and you'll see that the clip is on top, so the harness slides on in that direction. Bring it in here, and then we'll go ahead and you can see that. Push it till it clips. You have these two studs that need to line up with these two holes right here, and I'll get a close-up so you can see what I'm talking about. And here's where your lower stud's going to go, right here. Your upper one lines up right there. Let's see if there we go. Got to clear it up there for you. So those are the two areas where we're going to be lining up the studs. So we'll line them in. Slide it in place. And then here on this side, where the screws go, you're just going to want to make sure that you line up those holes, and then you can just hand screw them in, and then we'll tighten it up with a screwdriver once we have them lined up. That's all set. Let's hop in, test it out, and wrap this up. All right. There's the brake. You can see everything's working good. There we go. Right turn signal. Left turn signal, even though we didn't change those bulbs. Put it in reverse, you can see that. All right, well that wraps up this video on how to replace the rear brake light on a Chevy Trailblazer. Now, as we saw, if you're doing the turn signal, the reverse light, whatever, all the same thing. Once you remove that strip that holds the bulbs in, you can replace any of those. So, hope this video helped you out with any projects you're working on. Please send me any questions, any comments. I would love to hear from you. And as always, I appreciate all the support. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel as I'm constantly posting new content. I'll see you next time.